There are a number of considerations when undergoing therapy for chronic autoimmune illness, including whether to use traditional as well as functional nutritional approaches. The following information is the approach used by Dr. Peterson, founder of the Functional Spinology Institute at Wellness Alternatives. The tenets of treatment are used as guidelines. It is important to understand that the way the body works does not change to suit the current philosophy of a disease cause or an effect. Neurology, physiology, and anatomy in the human body does not change. They have a purpose and cannot be ignored or separated or changed to suit a particular philosophy. By understanding normal neurology, physiology, anatomy, and the immune system, dysfunction can be recognized. By recognizing the dysfunction, we can understand the effect, and each rationalizes into a procedure that we hope will eliminate the cause of disease and restore your body back to normal health. We recognize several recurring truths occurring in the human body. The result of this was the development of these tenets of treatment. No single part of the body can be understood except in relation to the whole. No part of the body can be isolated from its relationship to other parts of the body. No part can exist only in and of itself. After the primary injury, everything the body does is defensive in nature. The defensive measure will continue until the primary lesion is corrected. It gets pretty confusing when talking about the immune system. This is due to the way the body is viewed by healthcare. Another reason is that one group talks about Th1, Th2, another about antibodies, another about Th17, and cytokines and chemokines. Under our current medical system, autoimmune diseases are not recognized as diseases of the immune system as a whole. Instead, they are seen as diseases of a particular organ. This violates the tenets of treatment. With the tenets of treatment as a firm foundation, we not only look at the body as a connected whole, we know the inside and the outside must be considered. The inside of the colon is the outside of the body. The outside of the colon is the inside of the abdomen. Both must be considered in restoring gastrointestinal health. The same must be considered for the blood vessels. The tone of the blood vessels controls where the blood flows. The chemistry and the deformation and the flow of the blood cells are taken into account when analyzing your condition. Brain fog, fatigue, and neuropathies are directly linked to a lack of blood flow to the various areas of the body. The body must be continuously able to produce and deliver adequate red and white blood cells. With chronic inflammation and continuous immune-stimulating supplements, production and delivery of the red and white blood cells will be compromised. Chronic autoimmune patients are often immunosuppressed and susceptible to opportunistic infections. They may also have an overactive immune system. It is important to determine the status of each of the Th1, Th2, and Th17 systems individually and collectively when exposed to food, bacteria, yeast, and lectins, as well as what is the baseline status of the immune system. As you have seen in the previous unit, different people have different immune statuses while having the same symptoms. The gut is in a constant state of controlled inflammation with checks and balances. This physiologic inflammation is essential for the maintenance of a healthy immune response and a healthy intestinal lining. Any external influence can disrupt this balanced inflammatory process. we consider both the inside and the outside of the digestive tract from start to finish. Altered structure can cause altered function. Altered function causes altered structure. This tenet can be applied to any part of the body. Gut bacteria can alter the inside of the gastrointestinal tract, creating inflammation on the outside. This inflammation and the altered blood flow can damage the outside of the intestines, leading to the formation of adhesions. In addition to that, over 90% of those that have had surgeries also develop adhesions on the outside of their abdominal organs and on the inside of their abdominal wall. These adhesions restrict the shape of the organs and the ability of the organs to move, in addition to altering the blood and lymph flow. You may have been experiencing musculoskeletal pain, or calling it fibromyalgia. The medical community focuses only on life-threatening events. As a result of this, the only pain considered important is left shoulder pain that may be a sign of an impending heart attack. Pain anywhere else is given the nearest local name: rotator cuff, plantar fasciitis, muscle tension headaches. Using special techniques, it is possible to distinguish the cause of your musculoskeletal pain. Each organ refers pain to a variety of areas on the body. Knowing which organ is in distress can then enable the doctor to target the treatment protocol instead of relying on cleanses and detoxes. Some may be having pain predominantly on one side of the body. This is indicative of a leaky brain. Inflammation on the inside of the blood vessels corrodes the blood-brain barrier, leading to a leaky brain. One line of thought is to stimulate the brain. This forces the brain to work harder and only increases the demand for more blood, which is delivered by an inflamed blood vessel. The focus should be on reducing inflammation at the source in the gut. One of the biggest sources of inflammation is oral bacteria getting into the blood or the digestive tract. Bleeding gums during flossing or brushing allows bacteria access into the bloodstream. From there, it is a short trip to either the thyroid or the brain. Many thyroid conditions like Hashimoto's thyroiditis is linked to oral bacteria. Facial acne is also caused by oral bacteria, moving into the bloodstream and the lymph vessels. Oral bacteria are some of the biggest disruptors of the gastrointestinal terrain. You have seen the master approach to autoimmune conditions through the functional spikeology developed by Dr. Peterson. You are now invited to contact his office to start your own personalized program. We recommend using the links on this page for quicker access to this information to answer any questions you may have.